Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Darwin's Journey on Board Game Arena, where I don't have a specific plan for how to avoid the thing that happened last time. It was bad. I would love for it not to occur again. And I'm just going to try. I'm going to try pretty much the same way I tried last time, and we're going to see what happens. So we do have some interesting crew cards here. This one I think is very interesting. Perform all actions associated with the locked location at 3 red, 2 yellow. Like, I think this is a pretty strong set of seals because I really like both the red and yellow actions. Honestly, all the actions are good. I think this is a good sign for your worker placement game when it's like you look at the board and you're like, oh, everything is incredibly good. Every one of these is a thing I want to do all of the time. As far as the sort of the stuff that's dealt out randomly to the board here, this game, we have for 2 red and a blue, place a purple wax seal without paying any costs, which seems phenomenally good. Especially since the first time you use it, it's going to make it so much easier for you to use it in the future. I am thinking this is a thing we want to fire like right away, maybe like first turn. Because if we take this guy and then we're building red on him, like we use our purple seal guy to play the red action, put down a red seal, and then we use red and our temporary knowledge token to cover that and put the purple seal also, on that same worker. Then that worker can fire this action from then on and is still building toward triple red, double yellow, or like, I think there's a lot to be said for that. That said, if we take this crew card, that's another one where like red, blue is actually on the way to the thing. And honestly, I don't think this guy's bad at all. Just kind of like a smattering of things. It's nice that there's some money on it. And then here, 2 separate moves, so you're getting 2 actual rewards with the Explorer. I think like these are the 3 that I'm looking at. By the way, I can feel it already. I started talking about the book and then I was like back to the crew and everything. One problem I think I'm going to have with this game is that I do think that this is a game that really rewards focus. Like, last game, there was that space, that action space that I was like, oh, this is really powerful. We just have to get to the seals to unlock it and then try to, fire it a couple of times. But the game is short. Anything you do where it's like, I need to place 3 seals before I can do this is a thing you really have to like have a plan for. If you want to do it more than once, maybe, you need to, focus and execute and have all of your actions building toward that same thing. And I'm horrible at focusing. Anybody who's been around here for any amount of time can tell you my brain is reasonably good at completing a lot of tasks in a sort of jump back and forth, constantly panicked sort of way. If we take a look, that's what I was saying. This is a game that rewards focus, and I'm bad at it. So this may be like 4 or 5 losses is what this series ends up with. We'll see. I'm trying hard. So end of round 1 scoring objective is 4 points per tent. That's down. That's not unreasonable to hit like 1. I think this first tent is pretty okay, and it's not very many steps in. Second is 8 points for every empty stamp stack. That's not a lot of time to dump your stamps, but we can maybe get there. Like for one stack. Then we have reptiles. 6 points per reptile. So we have a reptile specimen not too far up this first island, and then another one really early in the second island. And it looks like the other 2 must be in the museum already? Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Then points for yellow seals, which is kind of not where we want to be, honestly. It feels to me like, yeah, I'm definitely thinking these 3 are our crew cards, and so we're talking about a pretty small number of yellow seals overall. It's fine. It's fine. We may just not score very high on that. And then finally, points for flower specimens, which is, there's 2 in the museum already, and one in the water, one at the sort of like the midpoint of the first island. I mean, by that point, that's not that many. It doesn't take necessarily a huge amount of devotion to have 3 or 4 of those collected. You throw one like magnifying glass action if it ends up making sense. I mean, if you have the 3 coins, this is 12 points, right? You just pick up both of the things. So we'll see. I will try to remember to have 3 coins, but you know how it is with the money in this game. What we're looking at from our friend Alfred is stamps and boats as his early bonus actions. We'll just have to see how things develop from there. Money, boat movement, and seals, wax seals with discounts from the correspondence envelopes is interesting. I think this is a very powerful action. Yeah, maybe we try to place a lot of stamps early on here. I am not planning to take anybody who has yellow seals, but we might be able to get away with like lensing a yellow action or something. Anyway, I think I'm going to stick to the plan. Let's go ahead and grab these 3. Let's see what our initial objectives are, and also looking at the objectives down here, they both reward red specimens. 14 is a tremendous number of coins to have on hand all at once. 2 blue seals is not too bad though. So 2 blue seals, 1 red specimen. The red specimens are on the 2nd and 3rd islands. That's a little tricky. Again, we could go to the book, and an early magnifying glass for the red flower is not like horrible because we know it'll pay out 6 coins at the end of the game, or 6 points rather. Our personal objectives. I don't really plan to accumulate temporary knowledge tokens, so this one feels pretty bad. Fossil specimens are plentiful, though. It's an easy type to hit. Versus, like, 2 red and catch up with the beagle early in the game. It's not hard at all. It's certainly like it's in line with the things we're trying to do. And then reptiles and empty stamp stacks plays into early end of round objectives. I think these are reasonable to take on. Okay, Alfred places a lens first, which sucks a huge amount. I was really hoping to get to do that, and also it's bad that he's getting that early explore action really hurts. Because it makes him a huge chunk of money and a specimen. And then what is the thing on the it's a temporary knowledge token, so another bunch of money. Terrible stuff. Okay. It's fine. We will find a way to survive. Actually, he didn't get the 4 coins for crossing this space. He got the specimen. Am I misinformed? Okay, yeah. For some reason, I had read this too quickly, and I was like, he gets everything he moves over. But it looks like it's just he always gets the researches. And also whatever performs the last 2 actions their explorer moved over or landed on. Okay. And if one of them is a specimen, it will effectively, it's already done by the fact that he gets all the specimens. So, okay, that's interesting. So it is the last 2, not everything. Okay, well he's put this in a position now where if we move 3, we land on the tent, which is cool. Unfortunately, I don't think we want to put ourselves in a position to do that because I do believe in getting a purple seal quickly here. So the question is, how are we going to get the purple seal? What are we building toward? Because as much as this is cool, I'm actually wondering if trying to build this guy up fast would be a better play. Both because, you're putting together, like you're actually using the correct color seals. But I guess we're going to make the purple seal happen anyway. But also because there's money on it. And, earlier in the game, you always need money. So, do I then want to use if we're planning on building up on this guy, do I want to then use my red guy to buy the initial seal? I think so. Let's just do that. And we're just going to do this the freeway, I think. Oh, no, sorry. It needs to be red. He needs 2 red, so one of the seals we put up early has to be red. Okay. But now he'll be able to perform this action next, unless Alfred jumps in our way. Okay, Alfred is getting some money leached out of him to play some stamps. So let's take you and your temporary knowledge token to earn us a sweet purple, and I think we do want to just put it here, right? I know that I'm like loading up the guy who no longer needs to act. I mean, if I put it here, then we could potentially take this action. I wish that this implementation made it a little clearer what's going on with his cards. Like, you should be able to mouse over his deck and see how many cards are left, because I don't remember exactly how many cards he has. But I'm trying to remember how many cards have this middle action on them, and what the likelihood is that they would draw, like, play to the special book instead or something. I think it's unlikely that this will still be available. And that would really be the only reason we would play on here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the seal on there. He did, in fact, draw a different card. Okay, that's a bummer a little bit, honestly. So there's no longer any reason for us to worry about this specimen, really. If we were to pick up the boat specimen, using like our purple guy, we could deliver that for quite a lot of coins. A little bit of book movement. Mostly that's a money-making play. And it's a money-making play that doesn't cost us anything right away. It doesn't put us anywhere on the victory point objective, and doesn't get us any stamps. And all that's left then is Green Dude, who can, I guess, pick up some money for us at least. We can stop right there with him. Or, you know what, probably he's making the delivery so that we have the money for next turn. It's not horrible. Oh, you know what? Actually, making a boat play right now will complete the gold objective because we picked up the red seals. We will pass the beagle. So this will finish immediately. And we could just play it here and go up to 4 on one of our crew immediately. Start playing with the distinction, earning the extra money. I think I like that. I think I like that a bunch, actually. So yeah, let's take you, play the boat action now while it is free. Move our ship to here. Claim that, clear this objective, spend exactly all of our money because we're about to take a delivery action that's going to earn us a bunch of money. And I am just going to slap this down right here. That feels pretty strong to me. Okay, yep, you take that action, just like blaze ahead, do some horrible, horrible things. Now this does mean we placed no stamps, we're getting no round income, which hurts a little bit, but I think it's all right. Would it be better? Well, we don't have any money, So part of what's motivating this play is that it is a good way to earn some money early. We could pick up this red specimen thing. No, I think the fact that we have no money makes the decision for us. Let's go ahead and deliver that, earn us actually quite a lot of cash. Alright, Alfred also makes quite a lot of cash. We get no endpoints here, but that's fine. An empty stamp stack seems pretty off the table to me. I think that would be it would take a lot of focus on that for us to benefit from it. So okay, Alfred's on book track and seal. And he opens with stamps. That's a bit of a shame because it makes the red action expensive. But we do have lens money if we wanted to lens. And not only do we have lens money, but if we lensed this red action, we could complete this worker. And then also start on somebody else because we would get 2 seals out of it. Which is, honestly, I think pretty compelling. Like, we could play... So it would cost us 4. We'd have 1 coin left. We would take the red seal, or a blue, whatever. With the 1 coin discount, play it here. Then I think at that point we could cash this guy in and get 3 coins, which will help us pick another seal of value. Although I think what I would probably do is just take a green and put it on there in hopes of allowing me to double green. And that means this guy still isn't played yet. And so we can, like, play him down here to get some coins and make an action happen. And yeah, I think I like that a bunch. So let's take... Who is it that's going to... It's probably single red seal, right? Is going to the lensing location. And we will just lens this right here. So, with a 1 coin discount... I think we want to put blue on. It's hard to imagine this mattering very much. Yeah, I think it does not matter very much, except in terms of what it leaves on the rolls for us to take later, and we need more reds than we need blues. So leaving a couple of reds high, I think, is good for us. So we will put that there, which we can just barely do with the 1 coin discount. And then, yeah, I can cash in the crew card right now, get a little bit of money. And then we could use that to place this green seal here. Okay, and I only have 2 coins, which is not ideal. It means we cannot... if he jumps in ahead of us on, like... Well, if he jumps in ahead of us, he's going to take this action anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Also, I don't... Like, is a 3-point move even all that good? Is that the seal I want to take? Hold on a second. Yeah, probably. It's not, like, amazing right away, but probably it's the right move. 2 reptile specimens and 9 book points is really rough. 2 green seals and a green specimen. Green specimen's tough too. Yeah, no, those are just bad objectives for us. That's a shame. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm just like trying to think ahead. Like, what would be the other reason? What would be the reasons I would take different seals, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so we did take that. It's fine. My thinking is that we play this now, then. Use our very talented worker to go and secure a purple seal for somebody else, and then also gain us 2 coins that we can use to make some cool stuff happen. So, I mean, there's no way it's better to play that anywhere other than here, right? There is some value, I suppose, in getting a guy to gold distinction very quickly, but I think I would rather work toward unlocking. Yeah, I think so. I think I would rather work toward unlocking the next crew. I do think our workers are feeling good and powerful here. All right. So, we can afford to play an already played book. We have 2 folks with the purple seal, so we can play whatever actions we want. Really wish I could make it up there, but that is 4 movement from where we are now. Certainly not a trivial thing to rig up. A yellow action could allow us to do some work there. We could... What else could we do? We do have a temporary knowledge token. So, I could spend that to put either of these 2 on the red lens. That would cost 3 of my money. We could place 1 seal for free here, and then with 1 coin and a 1-point discount, we could build out a 4th seal on this worker. And I can do that before having played this worker. However, after doing so, we'll have no money left. So it won't matter what seals are on this guy, because he'll have to play a go-get-money action. Or we could... With this amount of money, there is no way to build to 5, right? Build to 5 seals on this worker. Yeah, because we'll have 1 coin left, and we'd have to generate 3 money worth of placement value at least, even if we were just taking the free seals, and we only get a 1 coin discount. So our other options, of course, are to do something that's a little bit more compelling, or to gain money first, and then do something that's a little bit more compelling with the remaining workers' seals. If we go get coins first, we could build up to 5 seals and just have another thing accomplished, which is not horrible, I think. Empty stamp stack is definitely off the table. So, taking the two space moves with this explorer right now doesn't seem very good. We get a specimen that's already researched, and then we get, the first tent, which is fine. So I might actually want to try to focus on moving the boat forward first, and then try to flip that crew with the worker on the second island. Yeah, we could get a couple of specimens, including, scoring objective for the 3rd era. Okay, so if we're going to try to do that, the best way to do it would be... We don't have the money to... We don't have the money to play 2 workers on occupied journals, on occupied diaries. So we can't just run the two space water move twice. If I first buy seals we can get up to the silver distinction before playing this guy on that. No, I wanted right. I don't have the money to play Occupied Journals twice. Yeah, we just can't. We just can't get very much movement this turn, sadly. And if we're going to try to get forward movement, is the best thing to do simply place stamps? So it does feel like playing 2 stamps to get 2 boat move is better than just taking 2 boat move, right? We can't quite. Yeah, we just don't quite have enough money to do most of the things I want to do here. I'm looking at this and it's really rather rough. So we're talking about moving forward onto the second island, and this goal is looking like more and more doable since we have our 2 green seals already. Getting a second reptile kind of sucks. So the gold objective, I think, is still pretty tough to take. But we'd love to get a first reptile. So maybe what I do right now is take coins and an objective, and then we just do like a seal placement action. Just wind up some. The frustrating thing about that is it's going to cost us all of our money, and then we're not going to have any, like, we're not going to get income or anything from correspondence, so we're still going to be broke at the beginning of next turn. But at the beginning of a turn is, like, the time when you need money the least. Which is kind of a weird, sort of a strange thing. It's not how these games usually work. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get us a little bit of cash. I'm going to take this objective. This is a plan that Alfred can't really interfere with. But what Alfred can do is just... Okay, yeah, that's like an extremely whatever turn from him in terms of like how it affects us. And yeah, let's take you down to the fancy version of this action. Thanks, temporary knowledge tokens. I do feel like we're getting a lot of value out of those this game, and that's nice. So, I need to, I think, take a red token and place it here for a coin. And then we actually don't even have the option of finishing this crew card, but I think I would not have done it anyway. And I think I'm going to... I'm a little torn here on whether I want to place the yellow seal as the second one for the worker that might become this guy, or if I want to place the red seal so that we have another double red available. All 3 of our workers can play double red. I think I'm going to take the yellow. We don't have fantastic... Well, I was going to say we don't have fantastic access to yellow. That's not true. We have so many purple seals, so we can do whatever the hell we want all the time, and it's awesome. The difference is like 2 coins versus 1 coin. I think it makes more sense to grab the red one. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So, we are 40% of the way through the game now, and I feel like all I've really done is positioning. This is all like set up. We're not really scoring any points. And if I said I wasn't worried, I would be lying to you. But we do have some pretty powerful workers, that's for sure. Okay, Alfred's gonna get some free walking around. He plays to the special book first. What a jerk. So I would really like to get my boat forward. What are the objectives now? 2 minerals, 2 empty stacks, 2 tents. These are These are also tough for us. We are not seeing a lot of objectives that align well with the sorts of things that we're trying to be good at, and that is a shame. So, we would like to... Gosh, I'd like to do all sorts of things. There's so many things we could do that would be lovely. Completing silver objectives is actually not, like, awesome for us right now. We don't have any, like, immediate high-value gains. I suppose, pulling this research wouldn't be bad. Like, we could definitely, collapse the silver objective onto that space. But what really sucks is that he closed off the get 2 coins plus make some really efficient stuff happen space right away. That was the thing I needed most. Alright, we have 2 coins. Do we want to play the double red space with our double red fellow? If we do it, we get... How are we going to work that? We get a 1 coin discount and then a no coins discount. And we only have 2 coins. So... all we can really do... We could make the 5th thing happen. No, we can't, because there's no green seals on the top row. So if we wanted 2 seals, we couldn't do it right now. Yeah, we need money before we can make most of these kinds of actions really meaningful. There is some money up ahead on the boat track. If we could get 4 total boat movement going. So maybe this is the time to start thinking toward that. Right now, I can... Yeah, it's a shame there's no way for us to generate 4 move with a single action. We can generate 3 movement, which is pretty bad. 3 movement's like a pretty whack low value play. Is there anything on these islands that would be like really impressive in terms of like fixing our resource situation? And the answer I think is no. Yeah, we gotta get to this other island. So we could go generate 2 coins, take an objective, generate 2 coins, and then use those coins to play a lens somewhere. But I don't think that's awesome. Getting seals really only lets us build up our bottom worker, which is like fine. So it feels to me like we're in a place where we either need to make money right now or we need to play a non-red action. We have access to an okay green action. We could take a 4-space move green, right? Because we can play this with the distinction. So I think that's probably it. We probably take this guy and just step 4, drop the tent, play some stamps, and then that will effectively earn us some boat movement or some money. Denies him the ability to move 3, which I don't think matters a huge amount, but I guess it keeps him off of the extra specimen for a minute. Let's do that. Okay, so you are going, yeah, all the way to this location. We're dropping our first tent. We're getting some stamps down. Do I probably want the stamps from here. Do I want to put them on money or boat movement? I probably want the money. Because I think we're going to try to get the boat movement from picking up those, like from playing a yellow action and playing a blue action. I'm going to put them on the money. The money envelope is awfully good. Okay. We did, in fact, damage Alfred's move. But then Alfred gets more bonus movement from his bonus track anyway, which is a huge shame. There is no way to keep him from getting the things that he wants, ever. What an annoying thing to have happened. Okay. So the yellow book is still open, and that feels like the play now. So this is probably the single seal worker, right? Drop 2 seals, clear this stamp stack a turn later than we would have liked, but that gets us 2 movement. We probably put it on the bottom, I think. And then we just actually like play a blue action afterward and move all the way out to here. We're skipping over this thing. We didn't really want either of those objectives anyway, so I think that makes... What am I talking? This is 5 boat movement. Well, that's fine. Yeah, 2 movement from this and then play the blue action with distinction. Yeah, okay. So let's go... We definitely want to just take this because we need the distinction for the blue action. Yeah. So we're going to take these. We're going to use them to load up the envelope that gives the free seal. And let's get the boat out here. Okay, I think that's fine. I think we weren't going to have the money to be able to play that anyway. And then we have to use our double red worker to generate money. We could take this objective. We don't know when we'll get it fulfilled. I'm wondering if a coin is better. Because we're talking about taking an objective that we don't know when we might complete. And having to put it into a slot. So we're putting ourselves in kind of like a... This is a bad time to call a shot, I think. But like, this is just kind of generally good. Actually, I might even just throw it over here. Like, this is the kind of thing that will happen by the end of the game, almost certainly. But I don't know how long it will take me to play my second tent, so... It might make sense just to have it out there, sitting in a place where we can just score it eventually. That would leave us with 1 coin after we pay the cost for playing in the occupied book. But also shortly, you know, pretty close to getting some more coins. That's fine. I think that's fine. I think we can make this happen eventually. Alfred is going to play some stamps of his own. Yep, just ruin everything all the time because he's like that. Okay, then we play this. We get our movement out to here. Okay. A little bit of money, which we will need for doing this now that we're not getting a discount with it anymore. Alfred ships forward, does things, earns a ton of points. It's a shame. Takes not a seal that we were interested in, so that's fine. All right, we get to select a wax seal, and we don't get a discount anymore, but we did get a little bit of money first, which is nice. So, unfortunately, 3 is not enough to allow us to take the 1 green seal on this row and place it there, which I would really like to have done. Because if we could have done that, we would have been able to score points on this objective. We would have gotten the 2 and 2. As it is, all we can do is build up this. Yeah, we're missing point thresholds by single actions and stuff so frequently here. Alfred's 31 points up on us. I'm feeling pretty demoralized, if I'm honest. Yeah. And the only thing you would want is a green. It has to cost 4 and I have to get no discount. Because Alfred decided to play 3 stamps with his last action. Alright, well, you just want a yellow or a red on a 1 coin space. I mean, I guess I don't have to do that, right? We could put down the final distinction on our blue guy. The thing is, I don't even know if I think that's actually good. No, I don't really think it is. I think we're just going to do this the cheapest way possible. Yeah, I was supposed to get this at the end of the turn, and then that way we would score 6 points, and just grim, just absolutely the grimmest. Once again, the objectives that have been dealt out are absolute trash for us. We do not get to lens, but Alfred does at least place a lens that's good for us. And I think we need to so if we take this action now with this guy, we unfortunately don't have the money to place 2 seals. We would be able to just barely place the green seal here, generate the movement, and then because we're taking 2 specimens instead of stopping for coins or whatever, we won't be able to afford another seal. So we could do this thing instead. Yeah, we could take our big explorer, go to the purple seal space, and not only not spend money while getting this set up, but in fact gain a bunch of money. Well, not a bunch, but you know, some, which I do like. And then we can cash this in, take our 2 and 2. This makes more sense than going to the tent, right? Yeah. Okay. That clears actually both of our objectives, which is, I think, pretty good right now. So we could grab oh, he went around the tree. He went, I just realized he took the path that goes past the tent. So that tree is still available as a delivery. So we could put this thing down on grabbing that tree, perhaps. We could... We only have 1 tent down, so that space is just get 2 stamps. But I mean, get 2 stamps is not horrible. Yeah, I don't necessarily hate that. So is it that and take a research? I think it might be. So let's do this. Let's get our 2 stamps. We'll pull them from Move Your Explorer. I think from Move Your Explorer, right? That Explorer is now in position to access some pretty powerful spaces. Yeah. And I might just put them on get money. Get seal with a discount is awfully good too. But like as things stand, we're going to get some money and get a seal guaranteed, even if our majority gets disrupted here. And this would add some free boat movement, which is probably worthwhile. Yeah, I think it is. You know what? I'm gonna put down stamps on the envelope we just don't have any stamps on yet. And then this thing is gonna get us. So this would make the scroll costs irrelevant. I don't think at this point that matters all that much. So it's like, do you want the book bonus or do you want the specimen? I think we're gonna take the specimen. I'm gonna take this one because I don't think we really want to move this explorer again. It's like moving on the middle island makes way more sense for all of our future movements. Okay, Alfred plays stamps. Sure does get some stamps. Not a lot that can be done about that. All right, so we have now a pretty juicy deliver action available. But we also have a high value worker and an open book here. So let's hit that book first. So we can walk like 4 spaces if we want. We could drop a tent here. This is a tent that generates money, keep in mind. So we'll be coin neutral on the placement of the thing. We could... So this is only 2 steps. What I'm actually thinking here is place a seal for free. Like if we take this guy and just play him on the magnifying glass, take 2 steps, place a seal for free here, then we can make a boat move or maybe even an island move that'll actually be very valuable for us because of the fact that we'll be able to grab an extra stop. Like we'll be able to hit the tent or hit the 4 coins and just keep moving, or, you know, I think there's a lot of value in a lot of options here. So I am going to do that. I'm going to use our least valuable worker to move this explorer to here to claim. What wax seal would even be meaningful here? So we're already at triple red, triple green. I suppose a blue. A blue's kind of meaningful. We could take a yellow just because yellow is the scoring objective for the turn. Like this seal is 4 points. In addition to putting us on triple yellow, which is, I think, not ever going to be very meaningful. The odds of us needing triple blue are not super high either, right? And if we were going to need triple blue, we have a guy for that. I'm going to take the yellow for the points, I think. So let's just cap you out. Okay, that's annoying. Alfred now has one of our specimens, so I think this is probably the time to deliver and place that specimen before he can. So we're going to drop that one for sure. Make a little money, get a little book movement, and then he's somewhat likely to grab this one as well by the time we're done here. So I think placing that makes sense. That would cost us 3, would gain us only 1 coin. It gets us a lot of book movement. I'm a little leery of like completing rows while he's still probably the book leader, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so he gets to take a rest, which is probably good for us. Rest is probably comparatively the least powerful of his actions. And then we have a fully empowered worker who is ready to just tear it up. So we could move up to 4 spaces on the boat track with an extra grab. That even could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But if we do that, we're effectively sacrificing 4 points by not crossing this barrier. I don't know if I think that's actually wise. If we were only going to take one of them, well, I'm only getting 4 movement. So if we're talking about the 4 points, we have to forsake both of them actually, which might not be worth it because we just get a point straight up on this one. We get to play some stamps, which is, valuable. And we make a bunch of money. Yeah, so I'm sacrificing 4 points for 5 coins because we'll gain 2 coins when we put down this tent. Yeah, I think I like just getting the full move. We can hit this action at some point as well. Does it make sense to try to do that now? Gosh, I wish there were more yellow seals in the scrolls. I would absolutely have just gone for more yellow seals. But I'm thinking if we played this, we get a -1. Yeah, -1 coin on each one of the three seals we get to buy. It costs us 3 up front, so we have 2 coins to work with, and it's a -2 and 2 -1s. We would almost certainly only actually buy 2 seals. The -1 could be a red for free. And then it could be place this top row red on here for free. And then the -2 would be, I guess, put a blue on the last space of this guy for free, just to, not for free, for the, for all of my coin. Just to get gold distinction for the last turn, because it is rad. No, I think let's do this. So, we're going to stop here. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I should just take the 4 points. But there's a lot of things about this that I like a lot. So we get 2 coins from doing that. We get to pull 3 stamps. I don't necessarily think that it makes the most sense to go to 5 here. Like, it's a difference of 2 coins where instead we could, like, it wouldn't even break his majority. He's gonna get his 4 points of movement no matter what. His 4 his 4 arrow track movement no matter what. If we put them here, we're pretty likely to move our boat 2 spaces, not just now, but also next turn. Oh, and also the 2 spaces that our boat gets to move at the end of the turn will earn us the 4 points. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that we had that. Or we could put it down here. Yeah, I don't think the difference is for sure get 2 coins versus like speculatively maybe get extra boat movement. I guess the only thing to do that makes sense is this. And emptying that stamp stack lets us move our, this. Yeah, I was like, do I have an objective? But right, I put an objective down in a spot. Okay. We knew that was going to happen eventually. So this move gets us a specimen and a bunch of book movement. versus this move, which gets us nothing of value. Sorry, a specimen or book movement, because we don't get to cheat. Well, I think I'd probably take the specimen here, right? Because now we have two undelivered specimens. We have a pretty good delivery again. Yeah, I feel okay about that. We're still massively behind in terms of raw points. All right, Alfred gets to place a tent, but at least it costs him some money. In the end, we don't get to change that, but that sucks. He places so many stamps. Boat gets to cross the line here, and as such, get us 4 points, which is rad. Alfred only gets to move 1 space because he is a coward. Okay, we get a wax seal. We have to pay full price, but we also have a bunch of money right now. So, do I just take the gold distinction? I'm going to have to play a get seals action to get this guy forward anyway. Although, if I take a seal right now, I can finish this guy with this action, which gets us points in addition to everything else it does. I do really like having 2 gold workers. I think that's pretty exciting. And then I maybe like using this guy to set himself off. You know, I don't think that's horrible. I want to take the seal and finish off a worker with it. So, you're already triple blue, triple red, triple green, maybe makes sense? This is just flowers. I think it doesn't matter, so let's not spend a coin on it. I think that's where I'm at. I guess for our purposes, I guess it's like slightly better to remove a blue than a red. Or rather, it's slightly better to leave a red on the scroll than it is to leave a blue on the scroll. Is the right way to look at that. Okay, 12 points for you, but this time I do also get some points. Hooray. We are a mere 51 points behind Alfred at this juncture. We're certainly not getting that 5th worker. I don't know. Like I said, I felt pretty bad about this game, the way this was going, and I don't feel any better, certainly, at this point. Okay, so you played that book. I think we do go ahead and play this action because it simultaneously scores us 3 points from setting up more workers, or from getting up to here, and it lets us take a locked location action for I believe it's a lower cost than just playing the lens space. What is that locked action going to be? It should be it's worth noting here, research any one specimen and gain an objective and then fulfill an objective without meeting its requirements are in the pool. But like probably it's one of these things, right? It's just like stamp really hard or something. Stamp hard is going to be wrong, but it's going to be one of these. Honestly, 4 points of boat movement is pretty okay. Maybe, short myself and only take 3 of them. Versus like move your explorer 4 spaces, which would be, we're on this tent, which is kind of interesting. So we could take our explorer on this island, take 3 spaces of it, gain 8 points, and then just skip the specimen. Like bird row maybe doesn't complete. I don't hate that. We have no particular reason to complete the museum. I think we're going to end up in a pretty similar spot to where he's at. Like the difference is. So yeah, I think I like that. So I'm going to play you here. We need a red and a yellow specifically. I guess that does hurt. So this ends up being 4. Like if we take the discount here, I'm paying if you think about it that way at least, I'm paying a total of 4 money, right? To gain 3 points and take an action that would ordinarily cost 5 money. It's not amazing. Taking and completing this yellow objective. Actually, should I just throw down this yellow objective for 12 points? As opposed to taking a walk, spending the tent. The tent space is 1 boot or 2 boat. From here, 1 boot is 3 points and place 2 stamps. And unfortunately, that does not empty our stamps. Or I guess I could do it on one of the other islands, though. Yeah, it could be money. It could be 3 book moves. Or we could go to here, which is not like super compelling. I guess it gives me some okay options in the future, though. So that's if we were to take this and stop and put down the tent. I don't think that the red action makes sense. I don't think that the yellow action makes sense because it's kind of just the red action. This would just be a bunch of points. This would be some more setup. We're going to gain money in a second here. So the fact that this the fact that playing this tent pretty much breaks us isn't really a big deal. I think I am going to perform this action. We're going to take this guy. We're going to only take 3 of our steps. We're going to play this tent for a pretty serious chunk of points, and also two boat moves means that a big 4-point move with bonus grabbing allows us to grab this and just go to the end, or grab this and play a tent to do some more stuff. Or I think I take this as the boat movement for that reason. And then we are good for now. We're planning on delivering next, probably. Okay, it's good to have gotten down in that book before he did. Cost him a little bit of money, at least occasionally. So we take our bad worker and we deliver to the museum. This is actually a reasonable amount of money. And then this is no money at all. This will put us back on 2 coins. As long as he doesn't play the special book, this I think is pretty strong. Okay. You know, and odds were he wouldn't, right? Odds were he would get one of these. So now we special book this action, which is 3 points for this, plus 4 points for finishing our worker, plus 2 coins And that's... So yeah, 7 points and some money. Is that the right thing to do? We can't play any other books. We can't lens. Like, I need to make some money. That's probably right. And then we use the last worker to do something cool, big boat move or whatever. And so I guess I want to use this worker. If he were to take the special lens action... Hold on. If he were to take the special lens action, which lens would he play? Because we want to preserve the worker that could potentially play that action, right? Because both of them can play double blue or double green. Where is your... Here we go. Topmost lock location that has the topmost worker's priority color. Okay. Since all of his workers are locked, topmost workers wax seals. But when he says topmost, does he mean workers that still exist? Because he'll be out of dudes. Okay, I think in any case then, he's going to put the lens here if he plays a lens. And so it makes sense for us to play this worker who would not be able to take this action. Even though with the thing we think we're doing is this, we can do this with both of the remaining guys. So this is points and money. He does indeed place the lens. Okay, I'm not saying that we want to do that because the boat action's pretty good, but we have the option now. So, this is the final turn of the game. This is the final action of the game. We don't have our +1 book multiplier, so right now we're scoring exactly the same thing. The book is a wash. We are 37 points behind. And I don't think that we're gonna win. Frankly. His wax seals are not very impressive this game. And ours actually are. We're in a pretty mighty spot as far as seal scoring goes. So that's gonna make up part of it. Yeah. Okay. I think we're out of it, but we can push on here. So we have 4 money, which is enough to play a book that's already been played, but not the lens book, which critically, at the very least, takes the accomplish a gold objective square off the table, which is a shame because we don't actually have this objective fulfilled. We only have 1 yellow specimen, so we can't take the 12-point objective space. We can move 4 spaces with an extra stop. We can move 5 spaces on land with an extra stop. 4 spaces with an extra stop would not allow us to take this tent, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to get us a little bit more money, which is a portion of a point. I think at the end of the game, it's every 4 or 5 coins plus temporary tokens is worth a point. So it's, something. The 2 spaces on the book track also are not actually valuable right now. But obviously moving over the -5 points line gets you 5 points. We do have a space of boat movement saved up anyway at the end. So I guess we get this no matter what. Which is kind of interesting, I guess. If we make a play that causes us to gain some book, could be relevant. So if we want to take 5 spaces of explorer movement with a stop. One, two, three, four, 5. I mean, that's interesting, right? 2 stamps doesn't do very much for us. It doesn't finish off this. We wouldn't want that reward anyway. And we wouldn't want this. So 2 stamps just gets us up to moving the boat twice, which isn't better than moving it once right now. But the 2 spaces we take could be take an objective, get 5 points, and then just the 6 points that we land on. And we also get 4 points in the middle of that for crossing a ribbon. Or... oh, no, wait, is it? Oh, yeah, we'll take 5 steps because we have the silver distinction. Or we could take an objective. Yeah, we could take an objective and 5 points and 6 points. Or we could take 2 book spaces and 3 points and 6 points. The museum is going to be worth 5 points at the end of the game. So if this moves us up, which it would, combined with the space down here that we're going to get, then this is worth 5 points by itself. So this is an 8-point space. If we take the silver objective, we are clear on that, right? Yeah, we're way past the 15 and we do have 2 empty stamp stacks. So we could gain a book multiplier plus 2 points from that. So then this space reads as 7 points plus book multiplier. So that's better for sure. That's a lot of points. Overall, that's a lot of points. I think that's probably the thing. Like book movements or boat movements, not really that impressive. We could gain like 5-ish points. We could do this and gain 12 points from studying flowers. That's right, I was supposed to remember that, but that's not as many points as all of this movement gets us. Right, because it'll be 7 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4. Yeah, I think we want to take the walk. We want to take the walk. So we get to move our worker to here. It really is a shame that we can't grab the, that we can't finish this. But there's just no way to get... actually, no, I don't have any gold. What am I talking about? I have 0 yellows. Yeah, we really, really are not close to that. Let's just take this, move it to here, then immediately fulfill it for book multiplier plus 2 points. Then finish moving our explorer. Well, actually, we could stop here, couldn't we? Yeah, the 2 book movement plus the 2 book movement gets us across this line, and that's worth... So this is 5 plus 3. So yeah, we should actually stop here. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that we could just stop short. End of the game, Alfred just gets 100 points just for existing, just for being alive. Yeah, we're gonna move to here, get our book across. Get our book track across the 13 multiplier, which is actually a 14 multiplier, so we're ahead a little bit on the museum. He gets a seal, which is, you know, it's not nothing. Okay, so our objective scoring was not amazing. We did max out the seal track this game, which is pretty rad. And that's actually a very narrow victory. So we scored fewer points in total this game. Alfred scored a lot fewer. And I don't know to what extent that's like... There's a way to read that victory as being kind of lucky. Although I suppose by the same logic, you could read that last loss as being very unlucky. Because Alfred just wasn't like always in the right place at the right time this game. And I would argue that is what it felt like last time, was he was always just like, he always had the draw for the situation. But also different games have a different like total number of points that are available to be grabbed, right? So we can't really say, even of our own play, is 165 points this game better play than 100 and it was like 173 or something, right? Is that better? Which one of those games was played better? Which one of those games did I get a higher percentage of the total available scoring? I don't know. My vibe, my feeling is like this was probably a game where there were fewer points available, just judging from the fact that the players as a whole scored so many fewer points. But I felt like we were flying last game, and we still got absolutely crushed. So I do think this was like a harder game in terms of getting points overall. And if I'm honest, although I was feeling like very demoralized about round 3, I feel like I played those last 2 rounds pretty well. I don't know. In any case, that's a victory, and you know what that means. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're turning up the difficulty. This was Alfred on difficulty 2 of 4. It does get worse. I believe that nothing about his cards or mechanics changes, really. It's just the higher difficulty uses a different player board that has some different substitution values. So when he gets an objective, he gets more arrow movement, he gets more points at the end of each round. So we'll see. We'll dial it up a little bit. The margin for victory will get tighter, and we will see if we can once again squeeze through it nonetheless. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.